Alright, so I've got the bin set up, and yesterday I was out here digging in the old compost and I found a single black soldier fly. So it's warmed up quite a bit, so it means they're starting to come out. And so I'm going to go ahead and start filling some of this with the compost, the manure compost, and then we're going to start throwing our food scraps and stuff in there and see if we can't get this thing going. So at this point it's really not quite warm enough for the soldier flies to start hatching out. It's about 72 degrees. It's a beautiful day out. It's comfortable. It's a wonderful day for us humans, but it's not quite warm enough for the soldier fly yet. And in doing that, getting it ready for them, I've been looking through the old compost and dug down, and it's too wet down there. It's just too wet. And this compost here, because it was quail in the wood chips, it's got a really strong ammonia smell. So not doing anything with that yet. I did look in our other compost here, and this compost here is just our kitchen scraps and things like that. And the bin that I'm starting might actually be too big to handle all of what we give. So I might have to ask the neighbors if they want to donate any of their kitchen scraps and things like that to keep that bin going, because at that size, it's that bin can handle about 25 pounds of food a day once I get it going with the soldier flies. One of the things that I still have to do for this is I've got to build some sort of a lid for it. And so I have all that coroplast that I have left over from my other projects. I may take that and just build me a coroplast lid. And I have an idea that I think I want to try. I'm going to try it first, and if it works, then I'll show you. So that's the lid that I made for the Protapod. The struts don't seem to interfere with the ramps too much or anything like that. It seems a little light, but it's okay. I don't want it to be too heavy or anything. I may have to weight it down. It'll depend on how it goes with the wind. I'm kind of counting on the shed to shelter this from the wind a little bit, but you know, there's a chance that it might blow off in some really strong winds. We get a good storm or something, but I think this is going to work, because now I don't have to build some kind of a shelter over the Protapod. I can come out here, I can open it up pretty easily just by lifting it up, dump in food scraps, and put it right back down. Plus, around the edges, there's plenty of space for the flies to get in, the soldier fly to get in, so they can lay their eggs. A simple, easy build for the top of the Protapod. Very excited to get this thing going. It's just starting to warm up here in Virginia, and so hopefully I'll start seeing soldier fly larvae here pretty soon, and I'll start transferring them to the Protapod. I can take some of the old compost and take it out of there. The other thing about having my compost on the ground is it's very wet, and typically soldier fly larvae don't like it to be too wet. So if it's too wet, you'll have problems with your soldier flies. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for them to start appearing, and then transfer some of them into here, and then start feeding them, and hopefully we can get this thing going. And then I'll put a bucket on the front end to just collect them out and feed them to the chickens. Okay, so I'm in the middle of rendering this video, or the video is rendered, and I'm getting ready to publish it. And went for a bike ride this morning, or this afternoon, early this afternoon, and then I came home, mowing the lawn, and it's been pretty windy today. It's been breezy. If you recall how I put the the top on the worm bin, you see it's not there anymore because it's now laying here. So it's been out in the sun warming up, and I discovered it here, so I'm gonna have to play with this some more and see what it's gonna take to hold it on. Maybe just a bungee cord or something like that. So I'm gonna fix it back to the way it was, tape up these little braces and get them to stand back up again, and then I'm gonna put it in there, and then I'm gonna think about how I want to keep this on. Man, it is prime allergy season, and even though I took a pill today, mowing the lawn, stirring up all this pollen, it's terrible. Back to your regularly scheduled program. So as it turns out, this whole lid business might be a failure, and maybe that's why they never actually provided a lid for this Protapod, because it came out this morning and it was basically completely sealed. You can even see where it was sealed down on the Protapod. There's extra heat inside there generated from the waste. But these just aren't rigid enough, especially held together with tape. You see the tape coming off. Although it may have been a good idea, might have been poor execution, and I may still end up having to put something else over this, because it's got to be open so it can be relatively dry, and it's got to be open enough that the flies can get in it. So more to come. So there you go, another fun build on the farm. Until next time, cheers.